I grew up on hip hop and I saw several cases where the Crips or members of a Crip set have been responsible for the deaths of some of the most influential and biggest superstars in hip hop. This is not to put down the Crips. You can tell me if you agree or disagree with my observations, right? Okay, first off, Tupac Shakur, the most influential pop star of all times. When it comes to most influential, biggest rap star, best rapper, Tupac is always or 90% of the times in the top three. And being in the top three, 75% of the times he's number one. Who is responsible for the death of Tupac? Orlando Anderson, aka Baby Lane, Southside Compton Crips. And this is not even alleged. Keefe D, the uncle of Orlando Anderson, have said this numerous times on several different platforms that he was actually in bar when Orlando Anderson actually shot and killed Tupac. It's rumored that P. Diddy had put a bounty on death row chains the altercation and ultimately the death of Tupac, right? But we're not going to dive into that. Instead, we are going to more focus on the actual incident and the persons responsible. So, like we said, Orlando Anderson from Southside Compton Crips. Let's talk about the actual night Tupac was shot, because he didn't actually die the night he was shot. He died 6 days later. So 7th of September 1996, Las Vegas, MGM Grand, Tyson fight. Tupac is with his entourage, which mostly consists of Bloodset, Mob Pyro. They see Orlando Anderson. He's alone. One of Tupac's entourage member points him out that, hey, that's the guy who tried to take my chain. Tupac, along with his entourage, jumps Orlando Anderson, put hands, feet, everything on Orlando Anderson. All of this is captured on CCTV. Later in the night, Orlando Anderson regroups with some of his Southside Crip members, arms himself, go on the hunt for Tupac, finds him on the Las Vegas strips, empties his clip into the black BMW driven by then CEO of Death Row, Shook Knight, hits Tupac 5 times. Tupac dies 6 days later by Orlando Anderson of the Southside Creek. Two, another one of my favorite rappers, Nipsey Hussle. We all can agree that Nipsey Hussle was changing the rap game, changing the mindset, influencing a more positive outlook. A lot of people really admire Nipsey. Nipsey was literally rebuilding his community, creating opportunities for kids, creating jobs. Definitely was making a major impact, right? And becoming one of the biggest stars at the same time. Fast track to March 31st, 2019. Nipsey Hussle confronts Eric Holder, aka Shitty Cuz, a member of Nipsey Hussle's gang, the Rolling 60s. Reports are that Nipsey Hussle confront him about snitching allegations, tells him to bring the paperwork so that can be cleared up. Eric Holder, not having the best of days from reports, doesn't take the snitch jacket too well, go back to his car, gets his gun, come back in Nipsey Hussle's life. So that's Rolling 60s killing Nipsey Hussle. That's another Crip, right? Another Crip said. Southside Crip, Rolling 60s Crip. Next rapper to have his life taken by a Crip set is Pop Smoke. And yes, I know some people may say, well, Pop Smoke was killed by the A-Tray criminals. They are not Crips. Well, that's for you. For me, they started out as Crips. They changed the name to criminals. That, in my book, that still make them Crips. So, Pop Smoke was killed in a robbery gone wrong. Investigations later found that the perpetrators were some young members of the A-Tray Hoover Crips, or Hoover criminals for those who prefer that. At the time, Pop Smoke was one of the fastest rising bass in the ever expanding hip hop drill scene. So his sudden and tragic demise was no doubt a major blow for the hip hop scene, especially in New York, and for the hip hop community in general. Fourth rapper to be killed by a Cripset or a member of a Cripset is King Von. I know in recent interviews, Lil Tim has said he's not a part of a gang, but I do believe, my personal opinion is that he's saying that to keep a sort of low profile, to say he isn't gang affiliated. But I believe Quandorando and his entourage or his crew are affiliated with the Rolling 60s. A little bit about King Von. King Von was definitely on his way to taking over the rap game. No doubt about that. One of the most charismatic yet dangerous. Face it, his street credibility was out of this world, to be politically correct. With his gritty lyrics, captivating personality, and his street credibility, King Von's life was cut short in the most tragic way, I guess. Or you could say he died the way he lived. You could say that. On November 6, 2020, they were chilling at the Hooker Lounge. King Von saw Quandorando start putting the beats on him. Little Tim doing what he was supposed to, I guess, unloaded, and King Von taking his life. Little Tim was acquitted for the killing of King Von. King Von was seen as the aggressor, and so it was deemed self-defense. So Little Tim was free of all charges. If you agree with me, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Who did I leave out? Who should not have been on the list?